And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage our star, Marlene Dietrich, and featuring Hans Conried as Elmer in Murder Strikes Three Times, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Perhaps I gambled too recklessly with Elmer. I've since had cause to wonder. But there were things I could not foresee, as well as Elmer. Suffice it to say that after my acquittal, with $100,000 from Robert's estate, I moved to another city and took up my life again under another name. That there, as Laura Starling, I met and married Charles Morton, a charming and eccentric man whose genius as a research chemist accounted not only for those qualities which endeared him to me, but for a very considerable personal fortune as well. I was quite happy and completely in love. And as the years went by, I had seen, I thought, the last of Elmer. Charles? Oh, Charles.
Yes, my dear.
I have your coffee.
Coffee?
You said you wanted coffee. It's ready now.
But I have some coffee.
You took that out there 3 hours ago. Now come in and get your coffee.
Yes, in a moment, my dear. As soon as I finish.
Charles, you come out of that smelly laboratory and have your coffee. Besides, I have a surprise for you.
You have? Well, I'll be right in, dear.
And bring the other coffee cup with you.
Yes. Now, what's all this about a surprise?
Look.
What? Oh, yes. I seem to have left my glasses in the laboratory.
Oh, Charles, you're simply priceless. It's a cake. This is our anniversary, darling. Our 4th wedding anniversary.
Is it? So it is. Laura, this is so thoughtful of you. I'm afraid I'm hopeless, my dear. I know it's the husband who should be thoughtful, but
You're just you, darling. Now sit down and relax for a while.
Yes. Oh, here's your cup.
Thank you. Charles, what's in that cup?
Coffee.
Charles, I'm sure that even in the atomic age, coffee does not come in the form of white crystals.
Oh, yes. I'd finished my coffee and...
Charles, what is it?
Thiochlorate. You see, at the moment, I'm
Charles.
working... What?
It's deadly poison.
So it is. You see...
Charles, I wish you wouldn't mix things up in the cups and dishes that way. It's dangerous.
Dangerous?
Suppose you got the cups mixed up. Suppose you...
Good heavens, Laura. Half the stuff you use in chemistry is dangerous if you go to drink it. But who's going to do that? It's like eating soap. You wash your hands with it every day, but who'd think of eating it?
Now, you take that cup right back out to the laboratory and empty it and wash it out.
Well, all right.
Charles?
Yes?
I was wondering, since it's our anniversary...
Yes?
Let's go out to dinner and celebrate.
Why, yes. I think that's a splendid idea. Oh, my goodness.
What?
Oh, I completely forgot. My brother is coming to see us today.
Your brother?
Yeah, well, my half-brother. I meant to tell you...
Charles, I never knew you had a brother.
Didn't you? Well, you see, he's been in the Army for about 5 years. He just got back a short time ago, and I got a wire yesterday saying he'd be passing through town and he'd like to see me. So...
Does he know you're remarried?
Well, I suppose. I suppose he doesn't. As a matter of fact, we've never been very close. Neither of us much of a letter writing, and so on, but he's the only relative I've got.
And all the sympathy I've wasted on you because I thought you were an orphan or something.
Oh, I was, but practically.
When is he coming?
Why, this afternoon sometime, I think. Well, I guess there's your answer. I am sorry, my dear.
My child, that's all right. Maybe your brother would like to go out and celebrate with us.
Well...
Right in there, sir.
Hello there.
Hello, Charles.
Come in. And I want you to meet my wife. Laura, this is my brother, Elmer.
There was no doubt that it was Elmer. There was no doubt that he recognized me. And there was no doubt in my mind as to how he intended to play his hand this time either. For he gave no public sign of recognition, but simply looked straight at me and smiled. And smiled and smiled.
So you've gone into private practice, eh, Elmer? Criminal law, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no appreciation in this country of men who hold public office, financially at least.
Oh, Elmer, you always did have your eye on the dollar, didn't you?
What about your racket, Charlie? What have you been up to?
Oh, just puttering around here in my laboratory.
You mean right here at home?
Of course. Oh, I guess that's new since you were here last.
Well, there's a lot that's new since I was here last.
It's right in there, right through those doors.
Isn't that sort of a nuisance for a wife? Or isn't it?
Not in the least. Why should it be?
Now, Laura, don't try to cover up my failings. Just before you came, she was scolding me for carrying thiochlorate around in the family coffee cup.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't that a coincidence?
Why?
Now, I was just thinking, what a fine setup for a murder. Now, somebody poisons a chemist in his own laboratory, and it looks just like an accident. Neat, huh?
You will find that Elmer has a morbid mind, my dear. he used to try people for murder back in Illinois.
And I tried some beauties, too. Oh, I've got to get going. I'm sorry I can't accept your invitation for the night.
But you are staying over a few days, are you?
Oh, yes. I'll see you again.
Good.
Soon.
Good.
Now, don't bother to come to the door with me, Charles. I know you want to get back to your work.
Well...
Perhaps Laura will, huh? Give us a little chance to get acquainted.
Why, yes, of course.
Call us, Elmer.
Well, you can depend on it, Charlie.
Good.
Well. Little Laura Williams.
What do you want?
What do you think old Charlie would say if he knew, huh?
I asked you a
I
question.
suppose he'd go on loving you in his own peculiar fashion, but never be quite the same, would it? There'd always be that little gnawing doubt. Another accident, maybe, huh? Oh, no, I'm afraid things will be kind of under strain around here, Laura.
You do have a price, I suppose.
Am I? By the way, why are you so eager to pay it?
I'm happy here. I'm at peace with myself and the world. I don't want anything to change.
No other reason?
What other reason would there be?
I suppose all his property would go to you in the event of another little accident. Huh?
You don't really believe that.
Well, the motive and the means. Money and poison.
How much, Elmer?
No, you got me wrong, Laura. I don't want money.
When did that happen?
Or did it ever occur to you that I might simply be interested in my brother's welfare?
No. All that has occurred to me so far is to wonder why I had to pick the one man in the world who was related to you.
You want to hear my proposition?
I'm waiting.
Yeah. The motive and the means. Now, there's always the means for an intelligent person like you. But if we took away the motive...
The motive?
The money, the will. No motive, no temptation, you see?
I see.
Yeah, in a way, it's for your own protection, too. Because if Charlie so much as slipped on a banana peel and you inherited that money, there's no jury in the world that wouldn't convict you, simply on your past record. You realize that, don't you?
Yes.
So, no motive, no case either, you see?
What do you want me to do?
Get him to change his will.
In favor of his only living relative, I presume?
Uh-huh. That's me.
And then?
That's all. And you're in the clear. Because after that, Charlie couldn't suspect you, even if I told him. Probably wouldn't believe it. Throw me out of the house for persecuting his little bride. Maybe even change his will right back again, you see?
All right.
Ha. You can do it, can't you?
I suppose so.
Oh, I know you can. I know you'd better.
Such a strange request from me.
Darling, I don't want your money. I only want you.
I know, dear, but after all, I'm considerably older than you are, my dear, and chances are that someday...
No, the whole idea of losing you and then profiting by it, it's just hateful.
But who else would I leave it to?
Leave it to your brother.
Elmer?
Why not? It doesn't matter, but...
Well...
Please, darling, for me.
All right, my dear, if it really makes a difference to you. Now, don't you worry about it anymore. I'll take care of it sometime.
No, I want you to do it now, right away, today.
Well, I'd have to get in touch with my lawyer.
I'll call him for you. I'll get him on the phone right now.
My goodness, Laura. You act as though it were a matter of life and death.